Welcome back to the Life of Gibby, where we discuss the life of me, Gibby. So today we're introducing a new segment and I'm so excited. It's gonna be called Blazin' with Brooke with my friend, Brooke. Hey, Brooke. Welcome back to my channel. We just placed it.
If you can't tell.
And just like a disclaimer for people who are interested in smoking weed, who have mental disorders, you might want to do some research on what strains are best for you because they all do different things. Look into like the difference between sativas and indicas, what's a body high, what's a head high, and enjoy yourself.
Totally.
So for us, we use like weed to take a breather from everyday life. So we're kind of going to be talking today about self-love and self-care. Why do you think loving yourself is super important nowadays?
There's so many factors, and I think it's like probably the hardest it's ever been with social media.
Yeah.
Like every day there's someone on your news feed with, you know, a perfect body, and it's like, how can you compete with that?
Yeah. We're in a really weird dynamic of I love myself, but I also have to hate myself. And I think that's why it's really important to talk about how to love yourself and what that means to us, because even when I post selfies, I'm like, okay, like you have to stay in that proper median of like, I love myself, but I'm not conceited.
Totally.
But I don't understand why loving yourself has to make you look conceited to begin with. For me, I just recently like realized I had self-love. Before, I thought self-love was just like telling yourself like, hey, you're doing good today, you know, like, but to actually genuinely appreciate yourself and love yourself, that was a new feeling for me, and it was like super great to feel that way. The way I was able to get to that place was after confronting a lot of really hard things in therapy. In doing so, I realized how far I've come from being like a super scared girl who didn't think she would graduate college to like living my life now and like really standing up for myself. So I was able to see the things I've overcome, just kind of acknowledge that it took a lot of work and like I should be proud of myself. Like, yes, I'm still struggling, but everyone does, and like you still need to give yourself a pat on the back.
For me, I feel like I never really thought about like the term self-love and if I'm giving myself enough love. Like I know growing up, like, I feel like I had a pretty decent body image, but was still like always kind of concerned about my weight. I think I was like, oh, like I'm happy with where I am, but like I feel like I was always like, oh, like I would be happier with like 10 less pounds. But I never really thought about like giving myself love, and I feel like I've thought about it more since being done with college volleyball. It was tough. Your body starts to change a little bit because you're not working out 3 hours a day and lifting weight. But like now, I like have to make sure that I like fit in time for workouts or else I don't feel as good. And I think self-love is not just like, oh, like it's fine, like whatever you look like just accept who you are. Like I think like you really need to take pride in like your body, and with self-love like does come discipline, and not just like eating healthy or working out. Also like taking time if you're feeling like overwhelmed, you need time for yourself. You have to say no to like the plans that you made and like take that day to just like chill.
It's really important to be okay with being with yourself. That's a big element.
So true. If you're not happy being by yourself, then I don't think you can ever really truly be happy. If you're always seeking for other people to fill that happiness within you, like it's never gonna be completely filled.
I want to mention like why I brought Brooke here to film this episode with me. When I first met her, obviously like you could see she's really like bubbly, nice to talk to. Like I was like, dude, this girl just like, she's perfect, she has to love herself. And living with her, like she did tell us about sometimes being like, oh, you know, like I can't wear this or I can't pull this off, and I'm like, what the heck, you're beautiful. I think it's pretty superficial for me to like assume that just because my image of Brooke is that she's put together, that she is, and like she doesn't have her own problems or like struggle with insecurities like everyone else does.
I think that's a good point to bring up too. You do hear like all the time like all these like models and actresses that look gorgeous behind the camera and look so happy. Like a lot of times like it's just a facade. It's not how they really feel. So, you know, having like the ideal body isn't gonna give you happiness ever.
For you, what does self-care look like?
It's like a daily thing that needs work. Some days I'll be feeling like really good and happy, and then like the next day I'll just be super down and like in a bad mood or whatever. So self-care can be like a lot of different things. I know that when I'm my happiest, that's when I'm working out at least 5 days a week. Like I feel like I don't only need that for like to feel strong and fit, but like mentally I need that release, have that moment for yourself, because I feel like the whole day I'm either like at work or school, I'm catering to other people. The gym is like my 45 minutes to an hour of like just like me time. And then I think saying no to people would be my last thing, because I'm such a people pleaser and I want to try and fit everyone into my schedule and make everyone else happy. But I know I think it probably is. That's such
I feel like I know
thing.
a lot of cancers that feel that way. Like they can't say no to people because they don't want to disappoint them.
It's like I care so much about what other people think and feel, and that ends up hurting me in the long run sometimes. What does self-love mean to you?
Like you said, it's kind of like a day-to-day thing to work on. And I feel like not only my depression, but even my eating disorder like affects it. Every day is like a different form of self-care. On my days when I'm super, super depressed, my self-care is probably like the hardest thing to do is take a shower. And just to like get out of bed on those really difficult days, literally just to move and breathe. And I think telling people like, hey, I need space right now. Like other things I use for self-care are listening to music. I'm really into watching dance videos on YouTube. The way that people can interpret emotions through like the movement of their bodies just is super intriguing to me, and we both love music and like get lost in music, so that element of it all. I think it's also important to remember that like everyone's self-care is super different.
True.
Because I used to like get like a lot of bath bombs and bubble bombs from Lush and like really enjoy that, light a candle. I thoroughly did enjoy it for a while, and then I realized at one point like I was just doing it because that's what everyone was doing at the time. I wasn't doing it at first, and then I just like started to feel weird. But I think also at that point I started to feel really self-conscious about my body. So I'd like get in the tub and then just be like, I hate myself. So it wasn't self-love at that point or self-care. So I stopped for a while. Now it sounds kind of fun again. Your preferences change, different things change. It's just important to listen to your body. Alright, well that's all we have on today's episode. It's Blazing with Brooke. I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. Comment down below ways that you take care of yourself, or ways that help you remember how to love yourself and remind yourself that you're an awesome, amazing, perfectly beautiful human being. And like, comment, subscribe to Life of Gibby. I'm here every week now.
Tune in next week for the Life of Gibby. Bye!
Bye.